everybody and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest bands on the planet, yet one of the bands who a lot of people just keep nagging about. Some people think Bono's ego is too big. I actually think it's the opposite. I think he is a very humble man. For example, when they released their album through iTunes and everybody had their last album for free, people noticed that it was a very bad choice because it devaluated the value of music. And Bono later on actually apologized and said, indeed, it was a wrong decision, while he actually gave his record for free. I mean, this is a humble guy. This is a band that started out as a protest band, and the moment they got power, they decided to live up to what they said they would do. So they went into, kind of like in the politics, involved in the world. I think you may not find it rock and roll or interesting, or that might be somewhat irritating if you think you should do something regarding poverty as well and you're not doing it. For example, I'm not doing a lot for poverty. But I think they are living up to their own expectations, and I think they're a very, very proper band. And although they might have lost a bit of their edgy music the last couple of years, I think they are one of the most beautiful rock bands we have had. And that's why I'm going to start this list off with on the number 5. This is a beautiful record. The Unforgettable Fire. Now, this is U2 on one of their prime moments. This record has loads of great songs. I mean, Pride in the Name of Love is a great song. The Unforgettable Fire itself is great. 4th of July is great. But it has one of the biggest and most epic songs. And I actually think their best song ever, which is Bad. And anytime I think of Bad, I think of their performance at Live Aid a year after this was released. They played 2 songs in 20 minutes, which is a very bad choice, actually. I mean, you want to do what Queen did, somewhat a medley of your songs, and they chose the opposite. But the moment they're playing Bad and Bono notices girls getting pressed to the front of the stage and there's chaos, and he dives into the audience and he takes these girls out. I mean, that is what saved a long performance on television. Not that it was a bad performance, it was a brilliant performance, it was an epic performance. But normally on television, songs do not play out that well when they're this long and don't have as much variations as, for example, Bohemian Rhapsody or November Rain. Nevertheless, they played this song Bad incredibly good and made it memorable. And the entire record is awesome. This is a great album. On number 5, The Unforgettable Fire. Now, on the number 4 spot, I really love this picture. It's War. And this album has kind of like the strength of the art design. This look in the camera. I mean, this fierce look that was also the emotion of the band at the time. They want to change. They were fed up. And you can hear this on this record, and you can hear it on the opening song. I mean, there are great songs on there. I mean, New Year's Day, Refugee, there are loads of great songs. But the opening song has all the fears and fury this picture also has. It's Sunday, Bloody Sunday. And if Bad is my favorite U2 song, Sunday, Bloody Sunday is my second favorite U2 song. It is so strong, it's so powerful, as is the rest of this record. Great, great album. On number 3, now we're almost moving a decade after this, and the band is changing at the time of this album. Achtung Baby. They went to Berlin to find a new sound. Well, who did that again as well? Of course, David Bowie. And it's interesting because also in the photography of the band, and the photography is brilliantly done by Anton Corbijn, of course, but you feel the band is changing. It's, by the way, raining at my window, so if you hear strange sounds, it's just rain. But you see and you hear this band changing. The album is kind of like a bit poppier, but it's also, they somehow are a bit let down. Like, if you look at this picture of Bono, you know, So this is kind of like the emotion here. They are fragile. U2 is very fragile on this record. Of course, everybody knows the song One, but they have more good songs. The Fly, Sioux Station. This is a band changing, and Berlin as a background for change and musical development. I mean, it's one of the most amazing cities in the world. It's one of the most amazing cities in Europe. And you feel it when a record was recorded in Berlin. And that's what you hear on Achtung Baby. Great, awesome album. Which, by the way, I used to listen to this one on CD, and it never, I thought it was kind of dull on CD. You know, just didn't really came to life. And since I own it on vinyl, this is the first German pressing, all the way, it's gorgeous. It has much more edge, it has much more punch, it has much more depth. Great album. Now, the number 2 of this list. And this is not a very controversial choice. Oh, well, it might be controversial to put it on the second, but to put it high up there, it's not controversial. The Joshua Tree, and great record. And again, I have to point out the photography. This band's image is so well captured. I really love this record. You know what about this record? This album opens, the first 3 songs they have the Holy Trinity on it. Do you know the Holy Trinity? The Holy Trinity is when a record has 3 very, very good, brilliant, awesome songs, hits or could be hits in a row. You can find songs that, 2. It's not hard to find an album which has 2 songs in a row, but the Holy Trinity, 3 songs in a row, the Joshua Tree has it, because this record opens with Where the Streets Have No Name, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, and With or Without You. 3 brilliantly strong songs, and all of them have meaning, They are a very powerful rock band, but they are driven by meaning. They are driven by a purpose. I really love it. And by the way, the 4th song is Bullet the Blue Sky. And after that, Running a Standstill. That's the entire first side. It's awesome. If you haven't found this record yet, buy it now, or listen to it, whatever. Now, this might be a controversial choice, because I think that their biggest, truest, and most genuine masterpiece is on the one side, a live record, and on the other side, so much studio work. This album was recorded on tour. It's Rattle and Hum. They somehow did what Jackson Browne did in the mid-70s. Record on tour. And what you hear on this album is a band, and they are looking for America. They are looking for the identity of America. And you have live songs. I mean, the opening song, Helter Skelter, with the famous quote of Bono saying, Charles Manson stole this song from the Beatles, we're stealing it back. I really love that. It really kicks off. And then you have Van Diemen's Land, which is a great song. After Desire, Hawk Moon 269, which is a very good song. Angel of Harlem, it's a beautiful song. And then some very interesting things are happening. We got to Love, Rescue Me, which is a new song, which is a song which they, I believe, even wrote together with Bob Dylan. They recorded together with Bob Dylan. You hear him on the second voice, you hear his harmonica. And Bob Dylan's harmonica has never sounded as good as on Love, Rescue Me. This is one of the most impressive power ballads from the 80s. It's such a beautiful song, and you hear that Bono is trying to impress the biggest singer-songwriter ever. And you hear that he has so much conviction in his voice doing this song. And after that, they work together with another legendary artist. I mean, the immediate song after Love, Rescue Me is When Love Comes to Town with B.B. King. And it is thrilling, it's good. This man's got soul, this man's got blues, and the band is working together. And they have such great collaborations, just like I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. It's on this record, but it's with a Harlem choir. It's the sound of this church. They play all along the Watchtower. Great great Bob Dylan cover, but they have a new edge to it, which Bob Dylan didn't give. And I like the Jimi Hendrix version, of course. But U2 just, they play the power chords differently, which makes it a different song. And All Along the Watchtower sounds great. Silver and Gold, Pride in the Name of Love, God Part 2, a response to the song God by John Lennon, which is very, very good. Below the Blue Sky, All I Want Is You. This is the most ultimate U2 album. It's, you know, it's, some people say it's a soundtrack to the film, Rattle and Hum, but what's on the film and what's on here, it's different. And I love the film as well. It's one of the best concert films ever, or music films ever. But the record, the album is just amazing. They're looking for the history of America and they're trying to combine it with their own history. And they made a genuine masterpiece doing that. Well, that is my top 10 of favorite U2 albums. Leave a comment below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd like to know. And see you at my next video. Bye.